and we're here for our Friday wrap up.
Yeah, we have one more wrap up in when I'm gonna be in BC, and then I'm gonna be doing these from Ontario,
Crazy.
right?
Dude, that's awesome. Only one more. Wow.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
Oh,
December 3rd.
dude, we got to talk about the bad thing first.
What's
And
the
I know
bad
we don't
thing?
want to talk about bad things, but I don't think I'm coming to Revelstoke because we got the shutdown in BC.
No,
Well,
no good. We're gonna do
I
a
mean,
live on in studio.
maybe things will change. Maybe things will change up. I don't know. Freaking,
We
I'm
should have
down
a
with just wearing
dialogue.
a mask 24/7.
We should have a dialogue on COVID right now. I don't know if I want to put my true feelings out onto the internet. I've been
No.
I've
Well,
kept them within the walls of my house, but
yeah,
as like everyone, I'm sure we're very opinionated about it. But our question is
there's
nothing to do with COVID this week. It's if you were to achieve your 2020 goals, what would it allow you to have? That's our question for today.
mhm, mhm,
That's a
mhm.
bummer. That's too
So
bad because like, are we actually on a lockdown? I never pay attention to these things anyway. So
I
they're
don't, I, I don't either. So you know who told me? Our mutual friend, the Miss Legend herself,
yeah,
Rebecca
yeah,
Hornung Beck. She's laughing at me. She's like, "Do you not watch the news?" I'm like,
no,
"Not for 10 years now."
no.
I mean, and so like, there's me who's extremely on one side, and then our friend Victoria who's on the other side, and like Beck's is somewhere in the middle. And
Hmm.
it's like, so how's my life any different than anyone who's stressing about it? And Bex is like, well, you just don't know what's going on. I'm like, and when I go to the grocery store, I'm going to figure that out pretty quickly that I have to wear a mask all the time now, right? Yeah. But I haven't been worrying about it for the last, I don't know, year this has been happening, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just checking. I mean, I thought maybe I was missing something, but no.
Are you
So,
going to
I
check?
mean, everybody, yeah, I mean, everybody obviously is entitled to their own opinions and they're allowed to do whatever they want to do because this is a free world. And as long as you're not hurting anybody,
Yeah.
do what you want. But my life is just sitting here in my beautiful home, looking out the window, daydreaming about snowboarding is how I want to spend my free time
Yeah.
instead of worrying about some masked marauder out there throwing COVID
We're
in my
still
face or whatever
supposed
they do.
to be opening up here at the ski hill. So anyway, I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted with
Yeah.
what's going on. And I
Yeah.
am supposed to have a couple friends coming in from Ontario to ride the opening day. So we'll see what goes on with that. But I did learn
Yeah.
something interesting, not from the news, because like you just said, we don't really pay attention to the news. But I did learn it from a colleague that if you're booking a flight, because we booked this flight back to Ontario, and it is now changed three times. So initially we were flying out at 6 o'clock p.m. and then they changed it to 3 o'clock, and now it's 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning, which messes a little bit up. But I'm not terribly fussed about it because I understand the situation that everyone's in. If my flight changes by a few hours, I'm not going to cry. But what I did realize, or what I was told, is that the airlines have to keep their routes, they need to have a certain amount of flights that go per day for them to keep those scheduled routes, right? And the routes, I
Yeah.
mean, they're coveted. It's like it's hard to get these routes, and they have to buy into these routes, and they don't want to lose them. So they allow you to book into these flights, but they really know they're never going to fly because there's not enough people traveling these days, right? So anyway, for anyone watching, if you're booking a flight, just kind of know that there's a high likelihood that it's going to change before you actually fly. Anyway, that's the
Crazy.
experience we had. But I mean, I would say I'm still happy that the airlines are pushing through. They're still putting their wheels to tarmac. It's still happening. We can still get across the country, which is amazing. And there is
Yeah.
a lot of positivity around uh, the not cure. It's not a cure. Vaccine. Sorry, I know I couldn't find the word. But that's supposed to
Oh,
be
really?
happening in December.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing, the whole vaccine thing. I just, you know what?
I don't care. I'm just like give us a placebo and just tell us it works so that we can
Yeah,
get back to
yeah,
our regular life. Like that's what I'm hoping for.
totally.
Just throw
Yeah,
the placebo out there. Okay, let's
yeah.
go to our regular question of the day. So our
Now back to our
question,
regular scheduled programming.
let's back to our regular scheduled program. Yeah, if you were to achieve your 2020 goal, what would it allow you to have? I mean, we should even.
Yeah.
What was your 2020 goal? I mean, we're the clock's ticking, right?
This is why this question is coming up, because it's like it's near the end of the year, and it's like whatever goal you had in 2020, it's like now's crunch time. Now's
Mm.
time to like really strive and hit that goal, and ask yourself this question. Like ask yourself this question. It's like if you're asking yourself, what will I achieve, or what will allow me to have, and it's like my 2020 goal was to be like dating a supermodel. So what would that allow me to have? Or my 2020 goal was to lose 500 pounds and I've lost 2 pounds. Or then you can kind of assess, it's like, was that even achievable goal? What am I going to set my goal for this year?
Mm.
But it might be like me, it's like, my 2020 goal was a lot different than what my goal is for the end of the year now. So my goal has actually changed, because back last year, I I didn't even know I'd be doing what I'm doing now. I didn't know I'd be starting online business. I didn't know I'd be like taking all these like coaching programs and trying to build myself and all this self motivation and quitting mail writing. It was like my life has changed massively. So right now, if I were to achieve my 2020 goal, what it would allow me to have is actually the confidence in myself to know that I am on the right path.
Yeah.
Like, and my 2020 goal by the end of 2020, what I want to do is it's kind of like my goal is just to have my daily method of operations set up. It just seems like a really weird goal, but it's
Yeah.
like it's something I've been striving to. And by then, when I'm like, this is what I do on a daily basis, this is how long I'm taking to work on this project, because I have like 4 projects on the go now, and it's like everything is just like
Yeah.
a cluster, all over. So that's my goal, literally, is just to have a solid daily method of like, I'm working on this project at this time, this time, at this time, at this time. And it's like, that to me is huge and important. If I can achieve that goal by 2020, that sets up 2021 for a huge win and sets me up to succeed. So confidence, and it's just going to inspire me to be able to like know that I can like control that aspect of my life and like my business life, which is
Yeah.
something so new to me.
Yeah. That goal is super achievable. That's doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then what's your feeling on? And by the way, I also think it's a good goal. What's your feeling on setting goals that are likely to be unachieved? Like, I guess the question maybe should be framed as when you're setting your 2021 goals or our 2020 goals when we set them and they were unachievable. Is that better than setting like achievable goals that you kind of know you're gonna get? Like take that weight loss thing. It's like I'm gonna set my goal to lose 20 pounds this year, or I'm gonna set to lose 2 pounds. I know I can do two, but 20 is gonna be a stretch. So what's your feelings on that?
So I see the first time actually this kind of resonated with me was with Grant Cardone,
Hmm.
and he's all about setting like unachievable
Oh
goals,
yeah,
like
10x
10
goal.
times. Like, you want to make 1 million, no, you're gonna make 10 million or whatever. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You're like hit, shoot for the stars, land on the moon kind of
yeah,
thing. But I was like, I see where it goes, because then you can go like unachievable goal, and then you break it down, and then you have like your achievable goals throughout there. So it's like when I'm setting my 2021 goal, it's going to be a goal that is attainable if I were to line everything up perfectly.
yeah,
If that's how I'm going to say it. Like if the stars aligned and everything happened exactly how they needed to be, that's what my goal is. But that being said, in the last week, there are 2 things that have come into my life and my business life that are so, I'm going to call them, I love this, lottery,
right.
life lotteries, where
Nice.
it's like, I've actually been like working on this stuff, but if it comes through, like I won the lottery. Like I literally
Yeah,
won the lottery.
yeah,
And it's like so awesome and so exciting. And it's like putting that out there and setting my goals and like having that positive outlook on life and stuff like that. It's like if they happen, I'm not going to be surprised if they happen, because I've been like wishing for them to happen and thinking about them happening for so
yeah,
long. And
yeah,
I wish I could get like into more detail and stuff, but it's just like sometimes you just can't,
yeah,
and it's like, but the fact that it's even better than a lottery ticket, because I've actually worked for it. I've gone out there, I've like been uncomfortable, I've asked these questions, and like things are just coming back to me now, and it's like You know,
I think
it's
I think your answer killed it. Like I don't know if I've heard an answer that good because it's you take the goal that is potentially unachievable, and then if everything lined up just perfectly, you'd achieve that goal, right? So it's like make the unachievable and then set the other goals that are, the smaller micro step goals that are going to get you there. And if you get every single one of those, it'll hit the big one. But at least
yeah,
along the way, like you're getting some of the smaller goals, because that's what I worry about. It's like you set this, like my 2020 goals, like some of them I've gotten, and then some of them, I mean, you're looking at these dwindling days, right? You're like 30 some odd days left, like 40 some odd days or whatever. Like, probability, it's like the window's shutting, and
uh-huh.
like sometimes I feel it is, you feel guilty or you get down yourself because of that. I really like having the micro goals that are going to that get you to the major one. And if you get them all in a row, then perfect, right? I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's yeah. The goal thing is huge. So, did I tell you last time about the dream board? I still haven't made my dream board. Have you made one?
Yeah, I made it. Okay, I've dream boards collecting dust like all throughout my house. Like and in one year I made one. I made a massive one, like not massive, but well, it's like massive by the average standard. Like someone would look at it and be like, "You've lost your mind." It's three feet
4 by 8.
by 5 feet, like it's full like poster size, And it had all, and this is probably in 2017 or 16 maybe. It had all very much tangible items, all the things that I was trying to achieve. Like it had a tractor on there, had a snowmobile and a boat, like that kind of stuff, right? But
Yeah.
anyhow, it was all on there. Right? There was even a picture of like basically a bag of money. It's like you're gonna hit this bag of money, But a lot of that stuff never hit, right? But I have heard stories that people make these dream boards that they feel like, okay, I'm never really going to achieve it, but I have it. They do collect dust for a while, and they've gone back to them, and they forgot about it, and they've done a whole bunch of them off of it, like when they go back later. So I
Nice.
don't mind. What's wrong with dreaming anyway, right?
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
I just like listened to like one of the best things. So, are you a daydreamer?
No, no.
Okay,
I
I am.
at, but I'm like a nighttime dreamer. I'm pretty vivid dreams at night that I usually remember.
So that's oh, dude, that goes back in another story, but we'll leave that alone for now.
That's
I am like,
a question.
I am a huge daydreamer. Like, I am one of those people. Like, this is something. So, like, say I like meet a girl and have like a really good date with her. After I'm done, by the time I've driven home, we've already like gotten married and like had a family or done whatever. But like we're already 90 years old. So like
Yeah, yeah,
that's the type of person I am. I'm just like always dreaming, and I can get myself so worked up, especially at night if I'm excited about something. I
yeah.
won't be able to go to bed. I mean, lots of people do that, but it's like good. And even during the day, I'll find myself and I'll like lose myself for 15 minutes, man. Just like looking out the window, just daydreaming about like
Hmm.
good shit that's happening to me, right?
Yeah.
So I just had this one guy say that he does that in the morning. The first thing he does when he wakes up is he daydreams his life. And so he wakes up
Hmm.
and he's in that like stoked, elevated mind space already. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's the first thing I ever resonated with where I could do that.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I do it all the time. Why am I not doing it in the morning? That makes so much sense. So tomorrow morning, I'm so excited to like wake up and then just daydream what I want my life to be. And I'm going to get out of bed just like, yeah, I'm so jacked. So,
I like that.
oh, I was,
Good.
it's the simple things though. That's why they always say like keep listening to people, keep on listening to different motivational speeches. Don't listen to
Yeah.
the same guy because something is just gonna click. And like this is I've always been like trying to figure out like, oh, is it a dream board? Is it like some other like
Mm.
morning routine that I need to do? Do I need to exercise more? And now if it's this little key of just daydreaming in the morning for me, like, oh dude, it just resonated so much because I'm like, I'm good at that. I'm really good at daydreaming.
I am good at daydreaming.
I am. Oh, I'm a good daydreamer. Jeez, I love it.
I like that.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
gonna try
cool.
that tomorrow. My morning is I do gratitude. I do my plan in the morning. I look at my goals in the morning. So I'm doing all that stuff. But I like the idea of daydreaming. Just like
Yeah,
thinking about that better future place, right?
Yeah. Oh man. So here's my question to you.
Mm.
How are you going to remember to daydream in the morning? Because the problem with me is when I set these things, I literally forget.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like I think I'm gonna, on my alarm clock, I'm gonna have. I want to see if it can. I want to see if I can record a voice note and have that as my alarm clock. So it'll be like, Jamie, start daydreaming.
It's it's time for you to daydream now. It's actually kind of a
Would
nice
that
way
be
to
just
start the day.
such a good way to wake up? Just Jamie, daydream.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard for me to put it into my routine. Like my routine's pretty, it's pretty dialed now. It's and I
Mhm.
like I have my little board that I wake up in the morning with it and all the rest. So I could pretty
Nice.
easily fit something extra into it. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but I do like that idea because when I do my goals, there is this stress that comes along with it. It's like, okay, here's my goals for the year that you're reviewing. And that is a Grant Cardone thing. He's like, review your goals before you go to bed and review your goals when you get up in the morning, right? So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
but there is an element of reviewing your goals that is stressful because you're like, I got to do this to like achieve that. Whereas
Right.
the daydream is, it's pretty much the same thing, right? You're likely daydreaming about the same stuff. I'm going to be daydreaming about being on the Suron electric bike, right? But it's more, it would be more relaxing, it'd be more meditative. That's actually what's
Yeah.
missing from my daily routine is any open free space for meditation. I don't do any of that, and
Yeah.
it's probably hindering me actually.
Yeah. And yeah. And I think the thing that kind of resonates with me is so two things. One thing that someone said to me once that is if something comes really easy to you, that's what you should be teaching others.
Yeah.
Because just because it comes easy to us doesn't mean we always take for granted that like everybody knows how to do this. So I can take that and put it into this where it's like I've been trying to meditate, I've been trying to do all these things that
Hmm.
everyone else is doing, and now it's like, well, I find daydreaming easy, so that's what I should be doing. You know what I mean? And now that's some people might be like, you're just why are you making such a big deal about it? It's just
No, no.
daydreaming, but
Like
it's like
I think
it's
the big deal is like if you can find a way to focus on the things that you're looking that you desire, then that's a huge step forward, right? And if for you,
yeah.
if like daydreaming allows you to focus on that, then that's the ticket, right? I'm interested.
Hmm.
I'm interested in it, and I hope you run it this week. Run the daydream plan this week so that we can talk about it next week.
Yeah. It's
I'll do it
dude,
too.
is it
I'll do it too. I'll do it every
okay.
day this week coming up, and then we can do a recap on how the daydreaming went. That's cool.
This
I
is
like that.
yeah, this is our accountability for the week. You and me
Yeah.
have got to be like I'm gonna set an alarm clock and I'm gonna ask you because if I ask you, then I'll be reminding myself. So I'll just be like, "Did you daydream today? Did you daydream today? Don't forget to daydream."
Uh,
this
yeah. So
this is the
how else
greatest
was the
thing.
week? I had a very interesting thing happen to me yesterday, and
What's that?
well, it's like it's only interesting. It's like a very household thing, but it's a cause and effect that is I found. This is you shouldn't get upset about stuff. Instead of getting upset about it, you're like, that's interesting, you know? So it's something that would likely upset people, but I'm like, that's interesting. So what happened
Mm-hmm.
was we like you know where we live, but those that are watching have no clue. So it's like I live on the side of a mountain, and like above me is a national park, and then in between the national park and my house is the Trans Canada Highway, which is the highway in Canada, right? So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, you know those big trucks that have like they're like a massive vacuum. You probably even know what they're
Yeah,
called. I don't know what they're called.
a,
It's like
a vac truck.
it's a vac truck. Okay, there you go. It's a
Yeah.
vac truck. So they took this vac truck and they sucked out all like the leaves and the junk and like stuff that'd been building up for the last multiple years, and cleared out all the gutters along the Trans Canada Highway. Now there's a spot where there's about a kilometer of gutter and a kilometer of gutter, and they all come together and they go down into a like a big like tube that goes down culvert that goes down through my property. Anyway, because they
Mm-hmm.
cleared all this out in the last few days, we had like massive snow melt because it got warmer. There was so much water coming down through our property that it burst one of these pipes and like flooded around the shop and like flooded around one of our houses and was like a disaster. And we had multiple city vehicles like backhoes and sanding trucks and like big dump loaders, like all dealing with this erosion that was happening of our driveway and the roads around our house. And I'm just like, that's interesting. And I lost 2 mornings because of it. Like this morning I was out there with a shovel and the pickaxe and like just like rudimentary tools, like trying to divert water so it didn't like literally flood our basement. It was like, anyway, it was incredibly interesting. But we did get it solved, and the city of Revelstoke put tons of work in, and we had like 5 guys out of the property today, and it was, I was just like super thankful. And like the house didn't end up flooding, and like we really didn't have that much damage, so it was all pretty good. But that's kind of the excitement that I had in my week. Yeah.
Oh,
Cause and effect.
dude, that's heavy.
all because that huge vac truck like cleared all the waterways, because like normally the flow wouldn't be that fast. But you think about a clogged artery, right? Like barely a little bit's getting through, and then you completely open it up, and it was just like waterworks. Anyway.
Dude, they were trying to do good, and
Anyway,
it didn't go good for you.
Not
But that's,
I don't think everyone else is probably positively affected by it, but yeah, just we had.
I saw where that story was going, and I'm like, Scott, right here.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, Colbert's like
crazy.
Yeah.
So, quickly, 3 words that come to your head when you think of me. Just spout them out, whatever they
are. Okay. Well, happy.
Okay.
Motivated, and change.
Okay. What was the last one?
Change.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So unauthentic doesn't come to your mind?
Although, like, what? I didn't know who you were that one time, because it's like you were the sled guy, and then you were like the hippie guy, and then you're in a van, and like some of these things were incongruent. But I'm sure people say the same stuff about me. It's like, you're the radio station guy, and then you're like the property management guy, and you're the like we can change over time, right? So I think that's
totally.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so this kind of has a bunch of swears in it, I think, so I'm gonna like bleep them out a bit. I don't care about swearing, but whatever.
We'll keep our channel PG in the first year.
Well, we'll say this. So I got this text on Thursday night from like a good friend. Yeah, he's been my friend for like since we were like 5 years old. So I'll kind of like he started kind of weird, so I'll just kind of start where I get into it. And he's like, so for those who don't know, I'm pretty positive. I have my like my social media kind of going the way I want, just trying to show who I am. So this is what this is about. He says, your self-help shit is crazy. Sorry, I swear already. I support you, but you're 2 videos away from a sex cult, and I want in. Tone it down. It's too preachy. Yeah. I don't like that jackass on Friday. Sorry, dude. He's talking about you. Listen. So he's like, mug prick. I'm like, okay. Then he's like, and wins and losses, that's some Fort Mac horse shit. Anyways, and then no one buys into. Do something different. You're doing the same effing message, and I attend every week with horse shit talks and same crap. Be different. Wins, loses, go F yourselves, and that means nothing. And I'm like, whoa, be effing different. Say your own thoughts and stop this motivated garbage. Unless you mean it. I watch a ton of podcasts, and the wins and losses, that garbage doesn't sell. I was like,
but you're not. What are you trying to sell?
Whoa. So yeah, I'm like, so he has no idea like at all about anything about me, and I'm like, this is like supposed to be one of the like closest people in my life. Like I've never had anybody like talk to me like this, and I was like, okay, so I didn't say anything. So then 6:42 a.m. this morning, I'm an effing clown. I'm not sure why I sent this, man. I'm sorry. I actually really like your stuff and enjoy the Friday wrap up. I'm sure you're smart enough not to listen to me. I actually really like Scott. Hopefully you haven't lost all respect for me, but I was a dink and I'm very sorry. Never listen to me. My words are garbage. I'm truly sorry. And I'm just like, wow. So what I learned, here we go. This in the past would have like really bothered me. Mm-hmm. But this week, I did like this coaching course. It was amazing. I like love the people in it. We're all connecting. It's just the best thing I've ever done. I can't wait for this 12-week program. I'm so excited about it. And it's like, really, when people say things to you, it is, I've heard this statement before and never really bought into it, but
Mhm.
it's a true reflection of them and themselves and how they're feeling. And
Yeah.
when he sent me this message, I was like, I felt sorrow. Like
Mhm.
inside, I was like, this person is hurting. I'm like, he's saying these hurtful things to me. He doesn't mean them, but there's stuff that's inside that can't come out. And if there's anything that I am, it is authentic. Like who I am here, who I am on my Facebook, like that's my entire goal. And that's why I love it so much, is
Mhm.
because I don't write things down before I start talking about them. I come on here and this is me. This is how it comes out. This is, you're watching me grow. Like
Mhm.
literally from July when I started my Facebook Live thing till now, you can see me growing. You can see the person I'm changing into. And I'm doing this almost selfishly for myself, to go back in 10 years and be like, to go back in a year, to go back in 6 months and be like, oh my God, look at all this stuff that's happened, you know? And
Yeah.
already there's lives that I've been involved with and been helping along the way, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
It's my calling, it's my passion, it's what I want to do in life. And it's amazing also to see how I'm taking this reaction and taking this comment and just being like, no, it's coming from a hurt place. And
Mhm.
like the biggest thing with me this year is I really wanted to empathize with people and like try and like feel what they're going through, because it's been a weak spot of mine for a long time. So this is almost like for me kind of like a test. No, I'm not like
Mhm.
the universe is testing me. It's just like, and I feel like I kind of passed because I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it now.
We
It's
used to,
still hard to feel.
yeah, I mean, I feel for your buddy there, you know what I mean? But it's like
Mhm.
we used to have that all the time on the radio station. Like people would just tear into us. Like we do our morning show, and I mean, it was a community radio station, so it's like happening on the side of your desk, and we do our morning show, and then like there'd just be negativity like around it, and people would just be saying, "Oh, this show sucks," and da da da. But it's few and far between. I always found like those the voices that are negative, they stand out. It's kind of like a weed when you're looking at a garden, you know, and you're looking at your backyard and there's like one weed. You're like, ah, that weed stands out. But you're kind of forgetting like all the rest of the grass around it is good, right? And we always got
Mhm.
like tons of positivity around the radio station, and people like still like love it to this day, you know. So the negativity it got me a little bit, but then I just kind of got used to it, and then I just didn't even care. And then I
Mhm.
felt sorry for the people that were being negative, because I kind of understand a little bit more about where they're coming from. I'm like, shoot, that's too bad. I feel for you.
Yeah.
And then you
Crazy.
just don't care about it
Crazy.
anymore.
And that's another thing that came up this week was someone said that when you start getting haters, you know you're going down the right path. You
Yeah.
know, because you're hitting a chord, you're hitting something inside someone that it's like, if what I was saying didn't really matter to him, like, or resonate with him at all, he wouldn't have reached out to me. He would have just been like, oh, it's another one of these things, who cares? But
Mhm.
obviously it's doing something, and alcohol may have been a factor in that.
Yeah, maybe.
um, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
100%.
remember, I don't know if you ever remember waking up in the morning after like drinking too much and being like, oh no, what did
Yeah,
I say?
that was 4 years as university. Like, right.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. So I'm gonna take that. It's like, it could have been bad, but it's not bad anymore. It's one of those things that I've known I've grown, because like
Hmm.
this has happened to me. This is like the second time a really good friend is kind of like said something to me that I and the first time someone said it was 6 months ago, and now the second time is now, and like the way I'm feeling about it and dealing with it is already totally different. So
Yeah.
I'm growing, man. I'm growing.
Do it. Nice. I love it. All right, cool. Well, I'm a little bit sad that we probably won't be getting together in person if that's the case, but we'll keep touch this week, and then let's also keep accountable to each other for our daydreaming. I kind of love the idea, and then we can wrap up. We'll make that our question for next week, because we'll have some more material to talk about it after this social experiment of doing it. But,
Yo, cool, awesome, bro.
all right. Well, thanks for watching,
Right,
guys, and we'll see
cool,
you next week. Friday wrap up.
sweet. See you guys.